Can you leverage knowledge?
Moving forward with the Decker team. Moving forward together with the Decker team.
We've created for you free. Well, we didn't create it for free, but we created access to over 503 free episodes of Life's Inside Track, where we share insider tips, we share real estate news, and even how to build wealth and how to make house home. And so we're grateful that we've been able to do that. And as we've done it, we're tapping into the very topic that we're talking about today.
So true. And that's such a tongue twister. You did really good on that. 503 free episodes.
Over
503.
Excuse me.
And that is a way to leverage our knowledge by going on our YouTube channel or listening to CHRI at 9:30 on Friday mornings and leverage the knowledge that we've spent. Well, we added it up. Yeah, come on. We added it up the other day. It's over $1 million we've spent on
over 1.1
acquiring the knowledge that we have.
Mm-hmm. And then over 33 years in this industry. So specific knowledge. So really the point is the best thing you can leverage is in fact knowledge.
Yeah, it actually has the highest rate of return. That's why we spent so much money on knowledge for ourselves, leveraging knowledge for ourselves.
And it's still hard to say out loud. So I'm all tongue-tied and twisted, not because I said over 503 free episodes.
Oh, that rolls off your tongue. That's awesome.
Yeah, well, that's easy now in comparison to over $1.1 million in education. And so
we spent that so that you don't have to.
Right. So that we can share
and we were messed up. We needed to spend that money.
We did. And that's for another episode. And what we're going to learn today is how can you invest? Where can you leverage? When you invest, it's leveraged.
Mm-hmm. Well, where can we get that? In real estate. In real estate, what can we leverage to get knowledge?
Well, books.
Yeah.
Books would be number one, I think, because books, you can get free books online now. You can get the Wealth Formula almost free, like less than $30. So that's close to free. So books is probably one of the least expensive things based on the rate of return that you get from buying a book.
Yes. And now you need to invest more than money.
You need to invest time.
Time, yes. And the next segment is going to be on how to leverage your time. I'm so excited about it. But I didn't digress. I got ahead of myself.
Yes, that happens. Okay. And so books is bar none. And whether you listen to audio or whether you read them, or I was like doing a symbol here, write them. So even if you write them, that's pretty cool because now you're leveraging what you've learned. And as you put it out there, as you share what you've learned, that's a leverage we didn't really talk about. Yeah. And yet that is incredible. Number two, schools, universities,
libraries, which have books. And you know what? Libraries have videos as well. Now, not all videos are movies for fun. There are videos that are educational.
Right. So leveraging, and I think when we talk about leveraging, one of the things is if we're just taking in the knowledge, if we're just taking in the information and not really doing anything with it. So when we're saying knowledge, we're kind of adding the second piece of that, and that is applying it.
Yeah, we're assuming that.
We are making it
an assumption.
An assumption. And we
know the knowledge that you get will change your behaviors.
Right. And that's why it's leveraged. Because when it changes your behavior, everything changes for you. I mean, you've heard us share probably some of the books that we've read and the significant impact that had. We can even talk about wealth as a simple one. We read a book, got an idea, got some knowledge we didn't have before, came home, applied the knowledge, and it was buying a couple of lots that nobody would buy because they were weird shape. So the idea came, just put a house on them. As soon as the house went on them, everybody wanted them. And it's now those couple of houses, that was 20 odd years ago, those couple of houses have actually sold not by us. We should have hung on to them longer. There's the trick right there. And yet they sold quickly, and those lots had been sitting. Somebody else had them on the market for like 5 years.
Yep.
And it wasn't until we applied the knowledge.
So the next one's my favorite.
What is it? I know what it is. I know what it is, because if it's his favorite, it has to do with applying or investing in the knowledge of a professional, knowledgeable realtor that has some experience, not just knowledge.
Yeah, experience in the area that you're interested in.
Right.
So an experienced real estate agent on the buy side or the sell side, super, did I say that enough? Super valuable.
So leverage the knowledge.
Leverage the knowledge.
And you
Your
can do it.
33 years of every day being absorbed in real estate.
And you're like 27.
Yeah. But the
Yeah.
average buyer
You're
or
not
seller,
27. You're
well,
27
close.
years in the
I look
industry.
pretty close to 27.
Yeah.
The average buyer or seller of real estate maybe has spent a week or two in their life on real estate.
Or maybe they've spent 2 months. Maybe they've owned 20 houses. And that
Yeah.
would be a lot.
And that's 6
and so-
months for us.
Right. Not even. You kidding?
Yeah.
We've helped over 3,017 families navigate the real estate journey. So hopefully there's a little bit of knowledge there that you can leverage and
Yeah.
tap into, because we give it away with ease.
And number 4
Even on
is
these
guides
shows.
and mentors and coaches.
Mm.
Now the difference between what's a mentor? What do you want to look for in a guide, a real estate guide or a real estate mentor?
You tell me. You seem to have the distinction laid out.
Experience. They've done it.
Whereas a coach may have or may not have.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
And then the last one?
Family and friends. And we decided to put fun family and friends together, because 3 F's. I like that. The thing. It's got to be 3 things. And so friends and family, even while you're having fun, you can be getting education and knowledge from them. It doesn't have to be arduous, because it's just kind of rubbing off as you're sitting around the dinner
Mhm.
table. Leverage the dinner conversation.
There's a
Leverage
caveat on
the-
that, though.
Well, make sure they're people that have done well in the thing you want to do.
Yeah, and then make sure they're involved in it currently. Because it's one thing that they can tell you how they got to where they got. That's great. But if they're giving you advice that is basically 10 years old because they haven't bought a house in 10 years, and now, maybe they own 5 houses, but they haven't bought one in 10 years, and they don't understand today's market. But if they bought one last week, then they probably have pretty good experience.
Right. Because we have had clients say, well, my family or my friends told me, do not get into a multiple offer situation. And in a regular market, I might say you wouldn't miss out. You might be able to hold out until you got one that wasn't in a multiple offer. And for the past couple of years, if
might
you
not
weren't
be
willing to
buying a
do
house.
that, you're probably not buying a house unless it's got some issue. And we don't want the house with an issue,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah, and the people that bought a house a year and a half ago that thought they paid through the moon for it are laughing today because it's still up 20%. Yeah, and John Naisbitt had
That's a
an
tongue
interesting saying, and what he said is, we're drowning in information, but starving for knowledge. Yeah, I forget the stat, but the information we are creating on a daily, weekly basis is like unbelievable.
And knowledge is, we want to say, something you can apply and do something with. If you don't apply it, it's kind of useless. So make it your passion to learn about something new. And if it's real estate that you want to learn about, you know who to connect with.
Moving forward with the Decker team. Moving forward